Here at the Freeport Harbor, we'll be making 3 stops before we return back to the ship. We'll begin the tour here at the harbor and we will end the tour back here at the harbor.
They ain't even finished building this for sale.
Alright, Grand Bahama. This island that you're on started build up and built up as a tourist destination back in the 1950s. When Mr. Wallace Grove, a U.S. financier, bought the Abaco lumber that was already here on the island. But when he came to this island and he saw our beautiful beaches, deep water that should be coming to the island, close proximity to the U.S., year-round warm climate, he wanted to turn this island into a city. And that is what it is today. This is our nation's second city. Now the first proposal to the government in order to start building this island up was to dredge the harbor that you just came from. The harbor could hold about 6 cruise ships at one time. The harbor was dredged by Mr. D.K. Ludwig from the U.S. for no cash money, but for 2,000 acres of crown land. At this time, these tanks, they only store crude oil. When they're ready for the oil in these tanks, they pump them back out onto the barges. They ship them all around the world from right here. Now this was built and owned by a Venezuelan company from the U.S. We do not refine oil here in the Bahamas at this time. But if you have some oil that you need to be stored away, just bring it to us. We'll store away these tanks for you until you're ready for them, okay? And coming up just in the front here on your left, Bradford Marine. If you have a small private yacht, a sailboat, you can take it out of the water right here so you can do all of your repairs, refurbishment, your painting, mechanic work, welding. Everything can be done to your smaller vessel right here at the Bradford Marine before they put it back into the water for you. You don't even have to worry about lowering your mast and taking it out. And again, if you look out to your left, see those 2 green cranes to ship there also. That is another portion of our ship care facility. That is the Grand Bahama shipyard. Now some of the larger vessels of the Western Hemisphere, they go right there to do repairs and refurbishment on the larger vessels, especially if you need to paint the bottom, repair the bottom, change engines or pumps. The vessels are usually out of the water during that time. And all the carnival ships, they come right to go over there and they take their boat, their ships out of the water right there every year, one by one. And that's where they do the repairs and refurbishment on their vessels. So when you get your mega yachts and you need them out of the water, you know where to bring them, right? Now here to your left, these things is a portion of our power company. Also by Mr. Wallace Grove Company, the Grand Bahama Port Authority. This is the generating plant. They are responsible for the electricity throughout Grand Bahama. From one end of the island to the next, they are responsible for our water supply, the upkeep of our roads, the business license in the Freeport area, real estate. The Grand Bahama Port Authority, they governs the Freeport city. But if there's any major decision or signed agreement, the government will have the last say or sign agreement on anything that they do here on this island. Out here to your right, Farmer Camp. And these are the guys who usually make the flight control pills that are shipped all around the world. You may be getting some of those in your areas, but I think they're heading to close down very soon. Now, from the harbor to this point, this is the industrial side of our island. This is our industrial buildings and ports. And once we get out of this area, you will be seeing no more industrialized stuff like this until you come back into this area. Again, if you go to your left to the trees, there's Bahamas International. Bahamas, they make the styrofoam bead for the dye company, who makes those eating utensils that you use. Like the plastic plates, the forks, the knives, the cups, that are shipped all around the world. So when you see the product from the dye company, remember that some of the product was started right here in Freeport. There was also a signed agreement between the government and the Port Authority. It was called the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. That was the legal binding agreement between both parties. Now, if you look at the endangered species, the Hawksbill turtle, you're not allowed to catch them, to keep them, or to eat them. They are protected by law. Coming right here in the front on the left, guys, here's one of our small service stations right here. Now look around, there's no signpost telling you what the price of gas is on the island, right? They don't want you to know how you're killing us with the price here on the island. The price of gasoline here right now is about $5.35 a gallon. And we had just came down from $6.15. Wow. So, I know these trees are only found on 4 of our islands in the Bahamas. Although we are surrounded by ocean, these trees can only grow on the island that has fresh water under the earth. Now we do have millions of gallons of fresh water under the earth. All you have to do is dig down with 14 to 16 feet. You can pump your fresh drinking water right from the ground.
Caribbean pine.
Now we did have a hurricane Dory that came on the shore, mostly to the eastern end of the island and some of the north part, that brought some salt water up on the island in those areas. And if you go into those areas, you'll see that these pine trees, they completely died. Only the trunk of the trees standing up. They have no more life because the salt water came around the base of those trees and they cannot survive in those waters. Again, you are on the island of Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama is 96 miles long, 17 miles at its widest point. It has a population of just over 50,000 people. Grand Bahama is the 4th largest island in a chain of 700 islands with over 2,000 rocks and keys. Only 29 of our islands are inhabited at this time. Anybody want to buy one of those uninhabited islands? Islands for sale, all sizes. If you buy a large one, you have your private island, your private beach, and if it's large enough, you have a little private strip. Any takers? We did right for a short while, Bahamian South. It's also one of our residential areas. During the time that they had built up the Hawksbill area that we passed a short while back, they also started building up this area. And this area was built up for the guys with the monies. That's you guys, right? This area was built up for the guys with the monies. And that's you guys, right? The homes in this area start at about $250,000 an hour. We have strict building codes. You'll notice that all of most of these homes are built out of the cinder blocks. We have a lot of steels in the column, the melcors, the foundation. These are supposed to withstand any weather that will come through the island. And you notice that most of the homes are built have on the tile roof, but some of them are taking off the tile roof now and putting on the metal roof. But whatever you put on your home on the islands, what happens in these areas, you don't have to withstand those hurricane forces because we are the hurricane zone. You can be hit with a hurricane at any time, and we want to make sure that you'll be able to stay in your home if you need to. Like, now one to the right here, guys, these guys, they didn't get back up on their home for what, 3 years, 3.5 years back. But we have some people that still working on their homes. Some people are still rebuilding their homes that were completely destroyed by the hurricanes. And this is where we build most of the homes on the island today. Can anybody tell me who the East are? And I'm the candy man from the Bahamas. Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. You guys know him, right? Yeah. Okay, he used to live here in Freeport. And this was his house here to you, right? He was here for a short while. We have a lot of people in this area from different countries. People who have retired come to live in these areas. We also have some of the natives living in these areas. But those people who came from the different countries are mostly the snowbirds. We know who they are. Right? When it's cold below 0, 2-3 foot of snow, they can't take the cold weather. They will come to warm, sunny Bahamas. We do not see snow in the Bahamas. It's a little cool. We have sunshine just about every day. Unless we have really bad weather or overcast sky, maybe for a day or two, then the sun will come back out again. Some of those snowbirds, some of them come for like 6 months out of the year. But during the time that they're not here in these houses, they will have someone to take care of the house. They call them the caretaker. And they make sure that your house is well kept, your grass is cut, your trees are trimmed, everything in place until you get back. So if you want to build a house here in Grand Bahama or the Bahamas and you don't want to live here year round, you can have someone to take care of your house for you until you get back. And this one that's kind of right here, the front on the left right here. This is one of my favorite in this area. And when I get some money, I want to build one like that too. Anybody like that one? Famous dancing? Yes. Yes, well, Mr. Count Basie, he also used to live here in Freeport. And this was his house here to your right. I want you to take a good look at it when we reach right to the middle of it, guys. This is built and shaped like a grand piano.
Count Basie's house previously
You
had a
also have
keyboard
a
on top of
Basie
it
square,
to fly over
a
the sea.
photo line. We they do free live entertainment. So if you're on the island, you want to be entertained, free, live, just check out Port Bukai Marketplace. But you have to be on the island and not just a short one-day cruise because the entertainment starts from about 7 p.m. to midnight. As we look around most of the homes on the island, you'll notice that we do a lot of farming right in our backyard. We are very, very close to South Florida. So all of those fruit and vegetables that you grow, we can grow them right here on our island. We had started some industry here back in the early 19th century, but some Chilean buckers came into those crops then, but we had discontinued them then. But at present, we have farms with fruits and vegetables growing all over our island. Now we cannot do as much stuff as you do because we don't have a lot of topsoil like you do. Our island made mostly out of limestone. So some of the southeastern Bahamas, some of the other islands, they have more topsoil than those other islands. So they grow a little bit more stuff than we grow here on this island.
Not much
But
topsoil,
whatever we
so
do
they
not
can't
grow
grow a lot.
enough of, or we do not make in the Bahamas, we import. We do a lot of importation of goods from all over the world, these islands, and the Bahamas, all over the world.
What do they want this tour for? I don't know.
You may want to come back on vacation and enjoy some more island. You may even want to drive on our street. We do have rented cars, mopeds, tour buses, taxi cab, public service bus, whatever you need to get around and on, we have it available here for you on the island. You got it right here. But if you come over to the island on your vacation and you want to drive on our street, there's two things you need to remember. Anybody have an idea what number one is? That's right, you must drive on the left side if you want to remain alive. Number two, we do not have no I-95, no Turnpike, I-4, all those other streets that you guys have. So what does that mean, guys? That's no speed limits. No speeding. That's right. No speeding on our street. The maximum speed limit in the Bahamas is only 45 miles an hour. Yes, we'll be making up for yourself very shortly. We'll be stopping by one of our open fruit markets. That's not only fruit and vegetables, but also gifts and souvenirs, t-shirts, straw wax, arts and crafts. Because you know that the ship will not allow you to take those goods back on board. So if you buy any fruits, just buy what you can consume, because I don't want when you get back to the ship they tell you that you have to throw yourself away, you can't bring it on board. So if you buy any fruits, just buy what you can consume. We will be stopping right in the area of downtown. Now guys, this is downtown. You notice we are not studded with the skyscrapers like you have. Our buildings are a little spread
Downtown.
out for us. We have to drive around and walk around different buildings, take bills, buys, that's right in our town center, just like this here. Alright guys, did you like the stop there? Good, good, alright. Okay, we on our way. We're coming right here on the left, Freeport Jet Wash and Automat. You can buy your car through this company. They have all the parts that your vehicle will need. If they don't have it, they can order it for you. And we do have other car dealers, or other people who sell parts right on the island. If you come over to live and you bring your own vehicle over, then you can if they don't have the parts for your vehicle, they'll order it for you and be here in 2 days. If you don't have to have a license plate, this is the main police station for the island. We do have more substations, but that is the main police station right there. So if they have to pick you up for any reason, they'll probably bring you right there, okay? So don't get picked up. Anyway, and if you have to go to court, it's just across the street. You just walk across the street on the right side. That's all it knows. And guys, we don't have a jail on the island. We have a few holding cells. If you got to be incarcerated, they're gonna give you a free flight out to Nassau, all expense paid. For a while, if you can get some money back from there. And the older folks, they get a check from there every month, along with their free health care. For the older people, yes, once they retire. Now here to the right, the yellow and white building, our post office. We are not as fortunate as you guys. We do not have postmen. Everybody has to go to that building. So if you don't go there to get your mail out of your box and pay your bills, then you want your. Out here to the right, the Royal Bank of Canada, Pinnacle Bank. We have about 5 different banks right in this general area. The Bahamian money is on par with the US money, dollar for dollar. So you don't have to worry about changing the US currency to change or spend on Ireland into Bahamian currency. It's dollar for dollar. For the hospital, if the ambulance have to pick you up for any reason, they're going to bring you right there. If the doctors don't have anything to take care of you, then they'll fly you up to Nassau or even to the US.
Yeah, back over.
Can't even that's the child say with library. And Freeport City is responsible for the electricity, the water, the business licenses. Now we have just about every denomination of church that you have in the US, we have here on this island or in the Bahamas. So if you come over and you want to worship at one of the church of your choice, just ask someone to take you to one. We'll tell you where to find one of the churches right here. And the largest denomination of churches in the Bahamas is the Baptist. You're free to worship in the Bahamas any place, anytime. In this area we have a lot of apartments, duplexes, and these are some of them apartments for rent. We didn't walk in distance to the downtown. They don't have to, you don't have to drive, you can walk. If the rent high, in some places, different places, different buildings, yes, some places. And these buildings are here to the right, some of our low-income houses. When these houses first built, they cost about $85,000. You pay less per month in order to own one of these homes because of the low income, low minimum wage. For them, but you don't have to, but that's the building code in this area. If somebody was very, very close, you probably knew how far we were. We are only 55 miles away from the US mainland. Only swimming distance away, right? same time zone, same weather climate. If it's hot or cold, the US, we have mostly that same weather right here on the island. It may be a couple of degrees off, but it's similar weather. The temperature in the summer months goes up into the 80s and the 90s. The winter months, 60s, 70s, sometimes 80s, unless a cold front comes in. A cold front come in, we'll go down into the... If a cold front comes in, we'll go down into the 60s or 50s or even like 40s for just a day or two before the warm weather back up. We don't have no cold period for no weeks or month at a time, just a day or two. Get hot out there. And if you decide to come over on vacation, you know, we have our local TV and radio station here on the island. We also have all of your TV and radio station here. So if you can watch all your soap operas, your sports channel, your golf, football, basketball, tennis, whatever, you can watch all of those channels right here on the island. And coming up just here in the front on the right side, we have Freeport's primary school right here. Next door was Walter Parker Primary School. All of the children has to wear uniform. This goes up to grade 12. We have locally here in Freeport and in Nassau, we have the College of the Bahamas. Rises from when Christopher Columbus came to the Bahamas. Everybody heard about Christopher Columbus, right? When Christopher Columbus came to the Bahamas, I personally think he get lost. Because he was en route to Asia, looking for gold, silver, spice and silk for the Queen of Spain. But he ended up here in the Bahamas. When he came here, he met people living on these islands. There were the Arawaks and the Lucayan Indians. Christopher Columbus did not find any gold on our island. So he took those people out of the Bahamas to Hispaniola and to Cuba to work in the mines and the fields. But they later died out because of hard work, diseases, and cruel treatment. There's no more known Indians alive from the Bahamas. So they named this area after Lucayan Indians to remember the vibe, called it Lucayan. That's where they get this name from. And we're gonna go further east into Lucaya, and then we're gonna come back and go right straight ahead there to the what's behind will be on the right side. That'll be the final stop. But before we get back there, we're gonna make another stop. Now in this area we have a lot of apartment, timeshares, condos. We didn't walk in distance to the grocery shop we passed. That's a short while ago. or for Lukaya Marketplace, or even to the beach. In this area, walking distance. If you buy one of those condos, you'll have your private docking for your boat on one side of the building, and your private parking for your vehicle will be just on the other side. Now if you come over on your boat or your yacht, you need somewhere to dock. Right here on the right side, Bahama Yacht Club and Marina. You have the cable TV, the electricity, the water, everything right on the pier where you just plug your boat right up to it, live on it until you're ready to go back. And this one may be your area. This one is called Millionaire's Road. You may see some of the houses that you like up there, the islands. After Christopher Columbus and took those ones out, they live right along the shoreline. The little huts, little thatch houses live right along the shoreline.
First
There was
settlers
no
lived on the shoreline.
infrastructure on these islands, on this island. No infrastructure. This was only a pine barren. And a lot of those people who came here to this island, who live along the shore, they came looking for a better way of life. Some of them came by shipwreck, and the larger portion came by the way of slavery. When slavery was abolished, the slave masters leave their free slaves around these islands, and they continue living here on these islands. Yeah, they live right along these islands now. It's easy for them to go and they live right along the beach so they could go and get their fish, their lobster, their clam, their turtle. That's why they survive on the island. And they could have, right around the area that they live, they do little farming. They plant the banana, the peas, the corn, the potato, the cassava. They would plant stuff right around the area that they live. And that's how they survive here. We always had a lot of water on the island, but that's how they survive on the island. Now, this one is up for sale, and I have a guest who came over and they Googled this room with me, and they checked this. He said this room was worth over $10 million. Because it doesn't just stop right here. They have out to the right, on the right side, that's probably the main quarters, and just at the back of that is the canal. And the one on the left side, behind this, is the beach. The homes in this area start at about $500,000 an hour. Out to the right, guys. If you look to the right, you see those buildings across the canal. That's the one that actually will go across the canal on that side.
But you're okay.
We're doing that in the next 2 weeks.
No, it doesn't really flood. But this is one family home. Yeah. And it doesn't stop right there. If you look out to the right, that's the two-story home, the boat canal, the swimming pool, the tennis courts. This one somebody just bought this area here. Now it was a home on the left side, and they took it down and they reconstructed their own home. Reconstructed another home right here. This one is going to be something very big. All the things they put on the front, that's going to be very high. And this one coming up here in the front on the left side, this is two buildings, but this is one family home. They are joined together. So if you buy this one and your husband ain't waking up, just put him on the side for a little while. The gentleman who is in Millionaire Road where the pink wall is the deceased. He's buried right there. He tells us where he wants to be buried on the beach, and that's where she's coming right there. Now, a lot of people go up there and think that's maybe that you can take pictures, and a lot of them do. No, because he ain't coming back up, right? no lion and tigers and bears. The largest wild animal on this island is the raccoon. That's the king of the jungle. We do not have no cobras, python, or rattlers, but we do have some small snakes that are not poisonous. They're extra shy. They don't even come near you. So if you go to the woods or the trees, there's no animals or snakes on island harm you, no crocodile, no alligators, none of those guys on the island. Yeah, you will see a couple of little lizards running around, yes. That's about it.
No iguanas.
But we do have some iguanas in the Bahamas, not on this island. We have some small spiders that are not poisonous that we know of. Small, not poisonous. And every now and then it rain a lot. We have a little mosquito come out, but you wouldn't feel them because they're not around right now. So it's better for our wildlife. Wild birds, we call pigeons and those ones. Migratory birds that come from north and south, right here on the island. And you guys went to Nassau, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Nassau is the capital of the Bahamas. It's a lot smaller, but it's more heavy populated. Nassau is only 21 miles long by 7.5 miles wide. On that island, we have over 250,000 people. A lot of people, a lot of traffic, always moving. It's not like Freeport on this island, see we just laid back. We don't rush nothing on this island. Nassau, that's where our governors, prime minister, parliament, all on that crowded island in Nassau. Now you heard the name Nassau, but Nassau is not the name of the island. Nassau is the capital of the island. Can anybody tell the name of the island when they call Nassau?
New Providence.
No, nobody. The name of the island is New Providence.
Yes.
And Nassau, the capital of New Providence, the capital of Grand Bahama is West End. Now, do I show you a lot of homes, and we still passing some of them. I'll bring one more to your attention in this area in a few minutes, and it is a castle. You want to see the castle in Freeport, right? Yeah. I'll show you in a little bit. I'll tell you who owned it. I believe I got some shares of it there too. I know, maybe. But there's the castle in Freeport on the left, way up down the hill. My flash the flag. But the gentleman who had owned that was Reverend Haywood Cooper. And yes, about 3.5 years back, the lady of the home, she departed. And about a year, 2 years after that, he also departed. They have kids, they have big kids, and they have their own big homes. So I don't know if anyone is living in the castle or they just are keeping it, but that is the castle in Freeport. I also show you where the gentleman was buried on the beach from the Grand Bahama Port Authority. His partner is also deceased. He's buried in the shrine on the right side. With the COVID, we get hit with the COVID. We was locked down also for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Nobody come out besides the essential people there. We went through that. Completely locked down. I told you we're not still with the skyscraper. This building is coming up in the front. This used to be our skyscraper there, Castle Bahama. And no one is in it. It's going down past 18 stories high. Some years back, it had a fire in there. The firefighters couldn't get nobody over the 9th floor. So but they didn't have the ladder to get up. Fighters, once they got out of there, unharmed everybody. The only thing they went back up there for was to get their stuff. Nobody could back up there to live. They're supposed to take it down and put something else in its place. The sign is right in the front there, so it's coming soon. We're supposed to put something else there soon. I don't know when they're going to do that. Malls or indoor malls. Yeah, Not even in because you're a Walmart. We know where to find a lot of your malls. We go to the US a lot. We go to your malls. We do a lot of shopping over there, and then we return back home. So that's how we do it. Okay? We get some of your sales. You think you guys get all the sales and stuff? We go over there and get those sales too. The language that we speak on the island is the English language. We have a subculture nation where we have people from all over the world living in the Bahamas. So if you hear any other language other than the English language, that is people who came to the Bahamas and not of the Bahamas. We were under the British until July 10th, 1973, when we got our independence. No longer under the British. We have some of their laws and some of their traditions we drive under the British. We just celebrated 50 years of independence from the British. Now we decided to come back on vacation. If you want to come back and you don't want to take a long cruise, we have 2 ships that runs from the US. We have Margaritaville that runs out of West Palm Beach. They will load up during the daytime. We leave over there about 6 o'clock. And we get off here starting about 9 o'clock in the morning. Then we also have Valeria that runs out of Fort Lauderdale. It's a fast ferry. It's much a little smaller. We'll get up on plane and run over. They load up in the morning time. They get over. They leave over there about 8 o'clock. And they get over here starting at 12, well, around 12:30, 1 o'clock. That's how it is. I'm not sure. If you go there and you do some big game fishing, you catch one of the blue marlin. The blue marlin is the national fish of the Bahamas. So if you catch a big, you catch a big one, you then go take a big around for some time. Okay, the blue marlin.
That's the fish of Europe, right? I mean, United States.
The national bird of the Bahamas. Now you were not. So can you tell me the national bird of the Bahamas?
Not the flamingo.
you probably wouldn't see him anyway. The national bird of the Bahamas is the pink flamingo. Yeah. We don't have them on this island. They probably even in Nassau. Maybe 1 or 2 if they kept them in captivity. Because we had 1 or 2 here in captivity too. And in order to keep them here, we had to clip their wings so they don't fly away. They mostly be in Naba, one of the southeastern Bahamas. That's where their habitat is. And you're not allowed to catch them, to keep them, or to eat them. They are protected by law. Oh yeah, people eat them. Our national flower is the yellow alder, and our national tree is the lignum waiting. Our number one industrial in the Bahamas is tourism. Next to tourism is banking. Then there's agriculture and fishery. We also used to do some rum running to the US from here during the probation period. But we don't do no rum running anymore. We make some alcohol beverages here in the Bahamas. Can anybody tell me the legal drinking age of the Bahamas? That's right, 18. Over 18? Are you over 18? Those colors in our flag, you see the flag there right there, the aquamarine, blue and black, they have some meaning to them guys, the color on our flag. Anyone know what the aqua stands for on our flag? Water, right. What's about the gold? The sun, yes, and the black? The strength of the people, yes. The strength and the vigor of the people, the human people. Down in Freeport town, there lives a family with much confusion, as you can see. There was a mama and a papa, a boy who was grown, who wants to get married and have a world of his own. The weeks went by, the summer came down. Then in the island, the prettiest girl in the town. So he went to his father to get some advice. His father took one look and to him he said, son, you cannot marry that one. I have to say no. The girl is your sister, but your mama don't know. So he ran to his mama and covered his head. He told his mama what his papa had said. The mama, she laughed, she said, go son, go. Marry who you want to marry. Cause your daddy ain't your daddy, but your daddy don't know. Thank you very much. Thank you. We want to thank you for coming to our shores. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your cruise. Have a safe trip all the way home, and we'll see you next time, okay?